Oh,
I,
yeah.
It broke. Like I remember watching it with my friends that I was watching with at the time, and yeah, it was oh
It's
the
like you
worst.
get all that out, and then you think you're fine, and then it comes with her monologue, and you're like, well, fuck, here it goes
I,
again.
I was a 16-year-old that smoked cigarettes at the time. So I think I smoked at least 3 or 4 cigarettes like within like I probably smoked a whole pack that whole episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Stressful.
I did not sing in choir very well the next day, I'm sure in school. But then so yeah, that was probably one of those episodes that wow.
I
Wow. And
cried so much in season 5.
like it's not like Joyce was a big deal of the show for me, but it was such an important role in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like I guess if there's going to be a character that we're going to lose, I mean, if it's going to be, I'm glad it's Joyce.
Yeah,
I
because you
I
imagine if they
can
killed like
understand.
Willow off or
I
Xander.
yeah, I would have lost my trust. I would have had trust issues.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm over this.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Like it is, I don't know if it was maybe part of the 20th reunion or what it was, but if it was an Entertainment Weekly ad, whatever, or article talking about how regardless of what was going on, Joyce was always there with like sandwiches or hot chocolate or
Yeah.
a hug. It didn't matter who it was. That if you needed a hug, she was that mom.
Are you going out slaying?
Yeah, just trying to be so
Iconic.
cool. Oh, how about? Oh, do you like my mask? It raises the dead. The episode where she's got that stupid.
R.I.P. Joyce. R.I.P.
Yeah. Oh
She's
my god.
iconic.
But yeah, it was a very interesting. And then like the next episode where they were trying to bring her back and
Oh, that episode was rough.
wasn't that Dawn trying to bring her back, I think?
Yeah. Yep.
And then Buffy goes to the door and like when you see the shadow right before Dawn tears the image, and
yes.
Buffy opened the door and she's like, "Mom," and she's gone because she tore the image. Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
They really tore our hearts out.
Yeah,
season
exactly.
5. Like season 5, like that's why it was the WB was basically planning for this. From rumor has it, none of the cast wanted to move to UPN, but they had contracts with the series, and so no matter what network it was on, they had
to. Yeah.
So that's why season 6 and season 7 were kind of like downer seasons for me, I guess.
They had their moments.
Yeah.
Season 6 was great for growth and development of Buffy becoming who she was because she's back to life and she's like, what am I even doing here? Like, blah, blah, blah. Why? What's happening? And okay, so that's season 6 after Buffy died and she's back to life and she gets into this dark relationship with Spike. Like,
Yeah.
she just that's because they just love the abuse of each other. Like she figures out she's different because Spike can hurt her. The chip doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so she starts to realize
I love when they tear down the church.
Huh, what?
Isn't it a church? Or no, just the building. When him and Buffy tear down that building.
Oh,
because they're fighting and screwing and fighting.
Yeah.
And like it really just epitomizes their entire relationship over all the seasons.
Yeah. I was not so thrilled when Sarah Michelle Gellar and Buffy, I say, cut her hair in season 6, and it was just the worst haircut I've ever seen in my entire life.
It happens.
It
Like,
was not a good
happens.
Like Courtney Cox in Scream 3 with the bangs.
Yeah.
With the quarter inch bangs.
The 90s were not really good for hair by the end.
What?
Yeah, no.
Like, what is that? Like,
yeah.
Like, I think
even my bangs are longer than that.
The only fashionable hairstyle that the 90s really got to give to the 2000s was the Rachel.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, that's a timeless haircut, though.
Yeah.
So and then I think the best story arc that brought us into season 6 was what I was preferring to watch was the story arc of Willow turning dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we all saw it coming, but I didn't think it was going to be big bad worthy. I thought maybe she was going to have an episode where it was going to be an episode.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. And I was like, oh.
Like she was going to be one of the weekly monsters or couple episodes.
Oh, she wants to kill everyone now. She's out.
She played somebody.
Like I kept thinking, like there's no coming back from this. She murdered somebody. Like there's no coming back
in a really horrible way.
Yeah,
Really horrible.
yeah. It's like, but
Shockingly put on television.
But at the same time, when I
know.
watched that part happen and I saw it, and I was just like, "Girl, same."
Yeah.
Girl, same. Like he deserved it. Like I'm glad you did it, honey.
Literally one of the best, like, good for her moments.
Yeah.
Like
girl.
getting me in the end.
Like I thought Buffy was the strongest bitch on this show, but
Willow came in like, watch this.
Yeah.
Right. Hold my beer and watch this.
Exactly.
Well, even Anya, who had done some devastating things, was like marveling at like this. Like, whoa. Like,
yeah. Well, and it's because it's Willow. It's, you know,
it's such a,
I
mean, Willow could have been, her bad could have been like a tiny, like, she slapped somebody and you'd be like, oh, Willow, but no, she went
full on psycho bitch.
She was gonna end the whole world. She's like,
exactly.
You killed my one love. I'm done.
Well, and that was what I was like, okay, so clearly right now she's just on a rampage, but then all of a sudden, once she gets that magic from Giles, it changes how she's feeling and she's connected to so much more. And that leads her into, oh my God, I've got to destroy this. Like, seriously, the only end is end.
The end.
Yeah. So she goes to do that, which I felt like
we're gonna have this permanent solution to
yeah. Like another one of those conflicted moments. I'm like, okay, so this weird, powerful church that if she summons enough power can light the whole world on fire, right in Sunnydale where the Hellmouth is. Okay, that's plausible. I'm like, but why has no one else in this series ever come to this church? Like, like all of a sudden Willow just knows about it. Like, okay,
she's like, I read about it once.
Yeah, I read about it once on a book, and like I thought, cool, let's do that. I'll put that on the back shelf.
Burner, just in case I ever go crazy, batshit crazy.
And then so that gets us from season 6 to season 7, where they rebuilt
dwindling down.
They've rebuilt the high school, so I'm like, okay, so we're going back to basics here. And I'm like, what are we out in for? And when I think in the season premiere of that, when I saw them going through all the villains, like I see, okay, Warren's ghost is haunting. Okay, interesting concept. And then you see Glory, like, okay, weird. And then it turns into Adam, and then it turns into the mayor. Then it turns into Drusilla. And then it turns into the Master, and then suddenly it turns into Buffy, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And I was like, I would have never thought it was the first. I had no idea what villain was happening right now, but I didn't think about the first, even though if we would have watched that episode again, like, okay, or the one in season 3 where the first is the like tormenting angel. Like I would have never really thought like, oh, that's a big bad. Like, the first evil. What is the first evil? Is the first evil the devil? I mean, because like biblically, that's what. But like, I guess it was an all-encompassing form of. Yeah. Evil. But I'm like, what does the first have to do with the Hellmouth, and where did these uber vampires come from? But then I remember. They started bringing, like, I remember that season opening with all these people killing different girls at different times, and it never clicked with me that, oh my God, they're killing potential slayers when they
I was like, okay.
When they opened up that one, I was like, okay, you know,
it kept you guessing for sure.
Yeah, and so then they're all of a sudden bringing all these other slayers to Buffy's house, and I'm like, okay, interesting. Like, it was all this stuff was happening just so interestingly. I loved every minute of season 7, even though I thought it was a throwaway. I thought it was, cool. Now we're gonna see all these other slayers becoming badass slayers.
Yeah.
And then the series finale. I was gonna stay in Duluth at the time and watch it with Lisa, but I couldn't, so I had to go home. So I didn't get to watch it right away, but unfortunately, Lisa was texting me the whole time, telling me what was going on because, and it wasn't her fault.
Don't let you think that he didn't want it.
Yeah.
Because he wanted.
Yeah. To be fair, I did ask her to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
I'm not the big bad in this.
she's not going to be the big bad. Your audio is crap again. But yeah, it's okay. But anyway, I think the next thing I was going to ask everyone was your favorite episodes, right? Was that okay? So, Steven, why don't you tell me your favorite episodes?
Third one was the body. Even though it's depressing, but it's so
It's an
well
important
acted.
one, yeah.
It is super important and caught me completely off guard. The second place I put Hush,
Ooh, good
because
one.
so good, and it made me, because I was younger, I was like, ooh, this is scary, like I want to watch scary stuff now. And like
Yeah.
the fact that there was no talking, like it was just so well acted.
They won an
And-
Emmy Award for that.
yeah, it was just so freaking good. And then my favorite one, just because I'm a sap, is mainly this part, the prom from season 3, when Buffy gets the class protector award. I was just like,
That
she
one
did,
with the
she did the
umbrella.
damn thing. Yeah, the umbrella. I was like, she did the damn thing. I really like that one.
Oh, and then Sunday broke it in season 4 opener.
Stupid bitch.
What vampire's named Sunday anyway? Like,
Yeah, like
Lisa, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Kind of hear you. No.
sad face.
You're kind of there.
Sign to us what your favorite episodes were. All of them. Okay.
Did we get a so there was the body and then the prom was your number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the prom, Hush, and the body.
Yes. Okay. Lisa, are you able to communicate with us from the beyond?
Can you hear me at all?
I mean, yeah.
It sounds like you're underwater.
Yeah. Like, can you speak whale?
Whoa.
The technical problems that Lisa and I find on this podcast, I'm not gonna lie.
I've literally recorded a whole episode with my mic turned backwards when I first got it, and so it sounded like very forward. And I was like, why does it sound so? I was so angry because I was like, this is $130 mic. Like, what the heck? And then I realized I had it turned backwards.
No, it's not better.
This is bullshit.
Oh, there, a little bit better.
When you said bullshit, it was better.
Yeah, we heard bullshit.
Of course it was.
I mean, like you can tell it wants to come in clear.
Hello?
Oh, we're getting somewhere.
I'm sitting in the exact same spot in my room now. I'm just eyeballs. Like, what is happening? Okay, so can you hear me enough for me to just name my 3 episodes?
I hope the audience can.
We'll reiterate them.
Yeah, go for it.
The one where Buffy's crazy, like they pretend like Sunnydale is
6.
all in her mind.
Yeah.
Yep. Hush, of course, was amazing to me. And then I really like the Halloween episode when Anya shows up as a bunny,
Yes.
because that's her scary costume.
Bunnies frighten me.
Yeah.
And the fear demon. It just,
By the way, you're
like,
back.
of
We can
all
hear you.
things- Of course. But yeah, okay, so the one where Buffy's crazy, like like her parents are still married and she's in the institution, and
Yeah.
I don't know, that just resonates with me
Yep.
because, mental health and the crazy things the brain can, make into reality.
Right.
I mean, what's more believable, that this young girl is mentally has a severe mental illness, or that she's a vampire slayer?
Right.
Clearly it's because that she's a vampire slayer. Far
Alright.
more realistic.
Yeah. Totally.
Um,
And Hush was,
One of the
not
best,
just
yeah.
for like the score and like all of that, but the way they communicated, like when Giles drew Buffy on the projector screen, and when she was imitating staking a vampire, and Xander's looking at her like,
and then she has to grab. She's like,
yeah. Like, you perverts.
it was
Yeah.
well
know.
done. Well done.
And the gentlemen were just so creepy.
So petrifying.
Oh, even still, like they just like
I can't remember
they
the
could make
little
a
nursery
whole
rhyme. There was a nursery rhyme.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was creepy.
It's 1, 2, come before you 3, 4, but yeah, they might they need they 7 and they might take more.
Can't even sleep, can't even scream.
Can't even shout, can't even cry.
Yeah,
Yep.
Gentlemen are
they
coming,
need to take 7
and they might take more.
something like that.
Just the brutality of that, like they steal all the voices and they cut hearts out of chest cavities of children. That is sick,
As you do when you're a ghoul.
Typical Tuesday nights, you
Yeah.
know?
right? Right, man.
Yeah, so my episodes are probably The Gift, which is the season finale of 5, where she dies.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
The Body, of course. And I have to say, I can't. New Year's Girl, which is the one that Faith wakes up from the coma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That episode forever. I was like, oh my god, I need more Faith. All of season 4, I'm waiting for more Faith, and all of a sudden they get like, ooh, she's coming back. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Buffy is like number 1, but Faith is one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, so Steven, you had any more quotes that because we were collecting quotes, but I forgot that part of my own assignment.
Yeah, I definitely so from the first season where she says I might be dead, but I'm still pretty, which is more than I can say for you. The season 2.
The rest of that quote.
Yeah, which I was just like, because he was so grotesque and gross.
Yeah.
And then and I see this in a lot of chat rooms and stuff, like a feminist spin on it was from season 5 when Buffy's talking about the Watchers, which are all men.
Yep.
Yes.
And she says, power, I have it, they don't. That bothers them.
Yep.
Yes.
And so I'm like, yeah. And then
you need me.
Exactly.
Me,
like what a feminist thing. And then my favorite, which isn't really in the show, but in every show, is the grr arg.
Oh, I've you know what? I've almost gotten a tattoo of the little grr arg guy.
I think it's the best.
I just need to do it.
Yeah. So Joss Whedon, when they created the TV series, the studio was asking for his logo for his and everything, and he didn't have anything. Mutant Enemy was the name of it, but he didn't have a logo for it yet. So they just had to film something quickly, and so they just drew it all out, and they did the Gur Arg, and that's just what stuck. I'm like, I wish I could do something like that.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah,
100%.
But yeah.
Oh, I love that episode with the Watchers. Now that you brought it up, I love when she throws the sword, and she said, "I'm fairly certain I said no interruptions."
That was
Her
a powerful
sassiness.
episode. Very it was like her growing up and her emancipating herself, but at the same time, it's like, yet you need us, so here's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, we're taking back the power, and she did.
Yep. She laid down the law.
That was a pivotal moment. I'm gonna say that episode really did change my perspective.
Yeah.
You know. And so I think I was born a feminist, though, no matter what. And so just like Steven, I like to see badass girls.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, hey. I can't figure out my video or audio, but I'm super awesome.
Yeah.
But that's why today we have iconic superhero women are taking over everything. I mean, Wonder Woman is carrying the DC universe, even though her second movie is not as well loved.
Received, yeah.
I still love it. But I get it. The storyline is a little bit meh.
Yeah.
But it's still a beautiful movie, and it's still an empowering female story. Captain Marvel, I thought that was a great movie. And there was references in there for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, if you don't know it.
They're everywhere. Buffy is everywhere.
Yeah. And that's the overwhelming part to the cast of Buffy. They and Joss Whedon, they didn't realize what they were doing.
the blueprint. They set the blueprint for like
Yeah.
strong
Oh my gosh,
female.
it's amazing.
Yeah. But I mean, also, if we wouldn't have had Buffy's success, Joss Whedon wouldn't have created what he did with the Avengers,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And yeah, so I've heard tell of that reunion rebootish style.
Yeah.
They call them a soft reboot, and that's when they take the original cast to help kind of guide and usher in a new generation. Where I feel like I would accept a new series.
I would too.
Even if you deplete the original cast, as long as they help usher it in.
Yeah.
And you
100%.
keep
Yeah, as
bringing them
long
in,
as
and you
it's
make
not like
sure
a
it's established in
completely.
this. Like in this, like I don't know if you guys have heard of this new book series.
Slayer.
It is
I'm busy reading the Outlander. I don't know what anything other than the Outlander right now.
so this is Kirsten White, and it is, if you can, I don't know if you can read it.
I know it says Slayer.
backwards, but
From the world of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
There's two books. This one's called Slayer, the other one's called Chosen, and it's about two twin sisters in the future of Buffy. Like they're part of the whole, like 7 years after the fall of the Hellmouth and stuff. They're two activated Slayers that have their own stories, and it's what they have done. And I'm trying to get through them right now. I'm listening to them on
Sorry, it's gonna get
audiobook,
dark for me. Hold on.
and it's exciting.
Oh, I need to check those out.
So yeah, I love talking about Buffy. I know we could talk about Buffy forever, but I feel like we might need to start wrapping this up because we have done a 2-hour episode.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it.
I didn't.
didn't
How do
either.
you realize it when you're talking about the things you love the most?
Exactly.
You know,
Right. I have to get home to the children.
like I know we could go on for this forever, and I feel like I'm already going to be splitting this episode into like 4 parts. So
Go for it.
yeah, right. And then I think we can always come back and do another Buffy episode for sure.
100%. Yeah.
100. I mean, I got other
You
fellow,
already know I'm there.
but yeah. And so yeah, thank you so much for having this conversation with me, you guys. It has
Absolutely.
been
Always.
It was nice to meet you, Steve.
It was nice to meet you as well.
well, and
I'm sure we will meet again.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if I didn't give Steven a chance to talk a little bit about his podcast.
Oh yeah.
How we've met.
Yeah, I my podcast Sunshine Steven. It's a very uplifting, positive, but we also talk a lot of strong feminists and women on there as well too. Me and one of my good friends, we've talked a lot about Buffy as well too. We had an episode, I did a 2-parter last year for the love of women, where we talked about our favorite real life women and fictional women, and we both were gushing over Buffy because it's so amazing. But yeah, you can check it out. It's on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible. Just gotta accept it too.
You got Audible? I haven't gotten that yet.
Yeah, Audible. It just like maybe 3 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Pandora. It's
Okay.
on a lot, yeah. But you
Yeah.
can find me at Sir Stephen Rice on everything.
He's
So
got
Facebook,
Linktree.
Twitter. Yeah, I have Linktree too. Because it makes things so much
It
easier.
does. I have been putting all my links on everything. Where did you go, Lisa?
She said bye.
I turned off my video so you didn't watch me walking around
Got it. Okay, cool.
getting my dog together.
Yeah. So definitely you can find that on Spotify. Yeah, and it is a great. I mean, I've listened to a few episodes, and
thank you.
I really do like your show.
Well, thank you so much. Likewise.
Absolutely. And of course, we met because we're on a bunch of network groups to promote podcasts and how to help each other. And that's one thing I've been adoring the most about becoming a podcaster.
100%. Yeah.
Is I honestly was so scared. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have the worst imposter syndrome ever because I don't belong in there. I don't know what I'm doing at all.
It's a great community.
Yes, my mission was I'm just going to start doing it. And I started looking, I got Anchor, and then I'm on podcast chat lines on Facebook and groups.
Mhm.
You and I met, and we were kind of starting at the same time. So of course we were helping each other a lot. I asked you a lot of help, and you, because you're just super like, he's got it. And I'm like, okay. And you were sharing information, and other podcasters are sharing information. And so it is really cool to see such a great community of podcasters out there that are supportive of each other.
No, definitely, especially in the LGBTQ plus community, because that's one of, like, it's great to have a community, but then also find fellow
well